good, YouTube? This week we're gonna get a little fat, not gonna lie, keep it a stack. And then next week we're gonna be cutting for 3 weeks to a month. Gonna go hit the gym today. We got wildfires up north in Toronto, northwest. So, unfortunately, with that happening, air quality is fucking terrible. Apparently, I'm not even being a little bitch about it because I genuinely don't care. I'm getting my fucking lift in regardless. I'm gonna get my, wait, oh no, you don't have to eat. You're not gonna see me in my underwear. I'm gonna get my workout in. I don't give a fuck if I have to breathe straight smoke. And the people, I want to say this as well, because I want to make this very fucking clear to all the pussies who say, oh my god, the air quality is so bad. If you smoke weed or you smoke a fucking cigarette, you're still breathing in straight smoke. I'd rather breathe this shit in for the rest of my life than sit next to a motherfucker who's smoking a cigarette or weed. So everybody who says that shit, shut the fuck up. It doesn't matter. There's so many more people breathing in worse shit on a daily basis. It's actually unreal. Like, the people who are bitching about this, which there's not many, but the people who are, shut the fuck up. Nobody cares. This shit's gonna go away, ideally, soon. It happens. It's really hot, meaning things are dry. This is the type of shit that happens. Pretty fucking natural for this shit to happen. But on a different note, we're gonna go hit some... Oh, my back is still sore. I'm not gonna lie, I'm still super sore. Everywhere. My legs are especially sore. So, I don't even know what we're gonna hit. It might just be cardio low-key. Slapped on the trade. I'll probably pop it up right now. Sorry. But really, the trade was good itself, but the going into the trade, the market conditions were shit, especially because both indexes were not following each other. So, but I was bearish on the day. I expected New York to reverse. London substitution manipulation to the highs, swept the highs out. We just swept them out and then we dumped. We didn't have too many highs, or we had a few, but I should have held my position to New York session low, but I didn't see it on my phone, and I thought that was a little outrageous, but it would have hit. I truly believe that was a really good trade. I followed my setup exactly, and I've been using equilibrium. I learned this one specific concept behind it. So when you have equilibrium, I thought I always knew it discounted versus premium, but I didn't know how these market movers, whatever you want to call them, how they wanted to fill their orders. So when I started using, so I always took trades that, like, okay, it touched equilibrium, but if there's a confluence above equilibrium, example, a fair value gap, I don't really use order blocks and breaker blocks, but I'm trying to use them more. So let's just say if there's an order block or a breaker block above equilibrium, we touch base on that, fill the confluence, touch internal liquidity, and then target external. I entered off. You'll see I'll pop up a clip by specific entry right now. I targeted I went off an internal draw. We swept internal liquidity, filled orders, reacted, pushed down, inversed the I didn't go off the first inversion because I felt that was a little too high up. I wanted to go lower into the confluences because if we wanted to push back down into the retraces equilibrium and then push higher, we would have, but we inversed that gap, that was my entry. Target, we set our stops above a fair value gap, the 5 minute. I didn't use I used a 5 minute fair value gap, but I used the high closest to it, which was on a 1 minute. Not that big of a difference, but there's still a difference there. I think I had like a 1.2 RR. I don't know for sure, but I do a concept of a 70. I use this personally for my trades because I know it gave me the best results with my RR or my consistency with my trading. But I use a concept of, for my first draw in liquidity, either I go break even relatively low and I let my orders target whatever draws I want and I won't touch it, or I will use a 70% close where I'll go break even at the first draw. I'll close 70% of the position. So let's say we have 20 whatever orders, contracts, minis, micros, whatever you will use. I'll use 70%, which is 14, close it there, break even, target, and then leave it to ride till the next draw. I will not touch the break even point unless we probably retrace up into higher confluences. Like if we dump, all of a sudden hit take profit 1, go push higher, and then push lower, like entrance, stop loss, whatever is above the screen, doesn't matter. Entrance, stop loss, target, sweep, dump, push up, little higher into discount range, but not hit stop, push lower. I'll probably put my stop loss here just to secure partial profits on the second take profit, as well as continue to push lower. But that's all in. I haven't had really a trade recently. I mean, I haven't been like following the strategy to a T. I've been using a different. I've been using kind of like different confluences in the sense of I didn't know how to use the confluences I was using properly. Like a fair value gap, I knew how to use it, but it's not about knowing how to use it. It's about using it correctly when you do use it. So I use fair value gaps as just straight fair value gaps without following order flow, which without using equilibrium correctly. I use fair value gaps and equilibrium together, and it gives me better results. That result, which is sorry, I'm saying a lot. I can't breathe for some reason. I feel obese. Oh, right. Equilibrium. Let's say we have this range. This is our price range. Fair value gaps throughout this whole thing. If we respect a fair value gap in the discounted price range, assuming we're bearish or bullish in the discount down here, push up, I would love to use that. That's like the ideal situation. Bro, last night, so usually you'll notice I have a board here, but it fell in the middle of the night. Scared the fuck out of me. Woke up, I was like, yo, what the fuck? And I got, for some reason, I tried to hide away. I was like, I literally thought to myself, I'm like, what am I, a bitch? I deadass thought that. And I looked to the right and I'm like, oh, motherfucker, this thing fell. I'm like, great. So whatever. I always had a feeling it might fall, but I never like cared. Like, it is what it is. Just ideally it doesn't wake me up at 5 a.m. or 4 a.m. I don't know. Oh, it's a great day though. I was busy in the morning. I had a call, but I missed the call because I was dead ass sleeping in the car. Mind you, I wouldn't have taken the call in the car because I would literally be on my computer while my mom drives me. Like, me and my mom were out doing shit. So not the ideal situation to take a call in. I'm gonna rewatch that call though tonight, as well as this back test. Go over the strategy video because that video it helped. What is going on when I'm moving my hand like here? What the fuck? Okay, weird. The strategy video definitely helped me. But I'm saying this. I'm gonna keep saying this shit. I'm gonna write this shit down every single day. I am gonna be I'm gonna say this to you, but to me, I say I am a consistently profitable day trader who leverages his skills to achieve his dreams. And I say that shit looking at myself in the camera because I'm looking at myself in the future, looking back at this video, thinking, yo, what the fuck? This kid was on some other shit. And that's kind of my whole reason I do these videos. I know this is very long. I'm probably not gonna take a video. You know what? I'm not gonna make any promises. Just roll to the next clip after what I have to say. But I look at myself in these videos and I'm like, man, one of my main inspirations, like truly, genuinely, is TJR, and I watch a lot of his videos, and I watch smaller creators like not smaller, but like creators similar like PV Trading, Blake and Patrick, Carson when he posts videos. I used to watch a lot of gym videos, but I stopped doing that. I'm more into financial shit now. Jordan Welch here and there. I used to watch Iman Gotzi, but just wasn't into his content personally. But honestly, like, I look back to those guys and I'm like, imagine if they looked back and they saw themselves like in their 19, 18, 17 and they're just watching those videos, like how would they feel? And I kind of imagine that, like, when I look at these videos, like I'm gonna be up there one day, and I may as well be beyond them. My target isn't them specifically, it's to go beyond them, but I'm gonna be there one day. And I'm just imagining looking back at these videos like, holy shit, man, I'm making this shit work. I'm KB in motion's got motion. Like, this is the whole point. You're watching me on my journey to achieve motion. You're watching me achieve my dreams. You're watching me show you that everything you see in the world is fucking possible. Anything you do, anything you say, it goes to a bigger picture. Like, you have to focus on your purpose, because what else are you going to focus on? Are you going to go kick shit at a party right now and sacrifice that time for the future? Or are you going to go work your ass off to that bigger dream? And that's why I even have this wall behind me. I know it's bright, but yeah, if I lower that exposure, you could see, it's like, there's like a tint of like smoke in the sky. Like, it's not good, but it's not that bad either. This is like one of my favorite things I learned in a book. Repeatedly again and again. So to change your identity, you must change your repeated actions on a day-to-day basis, as well as vision without execution is hallucination. The hardest step is to take is the first step. Either you have X amount of progress or you have X amount of excuses. Accountability for everything is the ultimate way to change your life. The only thing that you can control is your mind. The hardest thing to do is one second. the hardest thing to do is the right thing. Or the hardest thing to do and the right thing to do are usually the same thing. Shout out to Alfred for that shit. Everybody has a sad story. Stop bitching about your situation. There's no such thing as try. Either you do it or you don't. Ideas don't come out fully formed. They only become clear as you work on them. Everything has a lesson to be learned. The faster you learn, the more you achieve. The more you sacrifice, the more you receive. You're supposed to be scared. One day, long from now, you're going to be glad you suffered. Maktub in Arabic, or like Maktab, Maktub, it is written. Everything you do, like, you could say free will and shit, but I truly believe not everything you do exactly is written. I think the choices you make are your choices, but what happens after is written, and you decide if you want to sacrifice this time to fuck around and find out, or you want to work your ass off and find out what that achieves. The world is yours. Shout out to Scarface for that shit. What else? Did I miss anything? Do all you can while you can. Rich Piana. In order to make a higher high, you must make a higher low. People with trading know what that means. The brain leads us to our goals, no matter if they're positive or negative. Create positive goals. Failure over procrastination is always better. That's actually hard as fuck. Oh, here, I didn't read this. The people who have succeeded at anything likely every person who has succeeded at anything likely has more failures than you have attempts. The more you, okay, that's one. The more you pay, the more you, what did I speak? Oh, here, the more you put in, the more you get out. Rich Piana, to get anything of value, you have to sacrifice. On this wall, these are one of my favorites, honestly. The world is yours, by the way. Peep this shit. So habits. Oh, here, up here. Those who are crazy enough to believe it can happen are the only ones with the capability to make it a reality. This is one of my favorite things on the wall. Honestly, I want to show you guys at a lower angle because it's easier to read. But so top is question, learn, try, fail, learn, try, succeed, share, grow, question, repeated. Well, and then these are my favorite ones. The only person that has the capacity and capability to stop you is the one staring back at you in the mirror. I think that is so true. I came up with that one myself. I didn't read that anywhere. I came up with that myself. The only person who can actually stop you is yourself. Who else is literally gonna wake you up every single day and tell you to go work? Nobody. Who's gonna tell you to do that? Nobody. It's you versus you at the end of the day. And whatever a book taught them, and that's not the case. You have to apply everything you learn and apply it to something greater. But with that in mind, everybody says it's in every sport, it's you versus you. It's you and your mind. Like boxing, bodybuilding. I don't know about soccer. I haven't really, but soccer's training. It's you. Any time you train by yourself, it's you versus you. Nobody's waking. Like, I'm sure at the top levels, your coach is calling, be like, yo, you have to train this and this, but nobody actually gives a fuck about you, frankly. Like, genuinely, I could probably tell you this: if Messi went broke or Ronaldo went broke, nobody's fucking paying their bills tomorrow. You're not gonna go step up and be like, yo, I'll pay your bills, I'll fund your food if you do nothing and kick shit on the couch. No, everybody has the shit they have to do on a daily basis. You literally have zero fucking value. Zero. You looking back at me have zero value, and you have to create your own value in this lifetime. And if you don't do that, and you just sit, kick shit all day, do nothing, you don't learn any skills, you don't apply your learnings, you don't try and fail, you're never going to become anything. I know so many people, man, they're so fucking lazy, genuinely. I don't give a fuck if you guys see this. You guys are lazy as shit, always tell me, yo, what do I do? How do I do this? How do I do that? Why don't you fucking try and find out? Fuck around and find out. And how do you think I learned how to lift weights? I literally spent time, I wasted so much fucking time kicking shit, not doing anything, and then I was like, you know what, fuck it. You know, I have all this time, I'm just gonna apply it to weights. I was training for like 5 hours a day at one point. That was a bad idea. Learn that, fucked around and find out. I was cutting, literally starving myself, which actually was really good. That was a really good way to lose weight. But besides that, I literally trained 2 muscle groups the whole week. I thought doing a curl like this was hitting my tricep. A hammer curl was hitting my tricep. Like, I genuinely thought all these things, but I just kept doing this shit over and over. And as I learned slowly, I built what I have now. And that's kind of my whole point. Like, if I look at myself in the gym and I'm like, yo, I could teach myself everything, but it doesn't matter. There's, like, I like this quote on the wall because it applies right now. Vision without execution. If you see yourself in this body, you see all these things. Excuse me. Sorry. If you see all these things, you know, you have the capability to achieve all these great things, and you don't even try, you deserve the fucking outcome. Genuinely. You know, there's some people truly in the world that don't deserve the life they live. They deserve better. The people who are dying from bad shit that's going on, I'm so fucking sorry for you guys. Genuinely, it's so sad. But with that in mind, people are dying in the fucking world, and you don't want to go to the gym because you're too tired or you're too this. I was so fucking tired. I was like, you know what, man? I have to work right now. I have to do these actions. I'm gonna go get a Red Bull. I'm gonna go do something to help me execute on these practices I do on a daily basis to get me to this outcome. Sometimes I need assistance. I am not perfect. I am as much as I wish I was. I am not a perfect man. I am one with many faults. I have so many fucking faults. I couldn't count them. With that in mind, I get to sorry, my nose is stuffed. I get to try to achieve my dreams every single day because I know I have all these faults and I'm trying to work to fix them. So going back to, like, nobody wants to take risks. Nobody wants to try all these new things. Everyone wants to repeat what they're told their whole life, and they don't want to look further. And I disagree with that the most. I think the saddest life to live is the one that gets given to you, or like handed to you on a silver platter. If you listen to every single thing your parents say, every single thing your grandparents say. I love my grandparents to death. I have the best grandparents in the world. Genuinely. But if I listen to everything they have like to say and their opinions on everything, I would probably end up like them. And I love my grandparents. They're incredible people, amazing people, but I want to go beyond that. I want to transcend above all these goals. So sometimes the best path is to pave your own path. And the way you kind of filter out the good and bad decisions, think about your future self, think about what decision they would make if they achieved everything they have, and go accordingly with that. And as you learn from those mistakes you make, you'll correct them. Your auto guidance system and your success mechanism in your body and your brain will point you in the right direction, assuming your goal is positive, because like the wall says, the brain leads us to our goals, no matter if they're positive or negative. If you want to go have a girlfriend that fucking does drugs, does all that shit, you want to have boys that do drugs, do all that shit, you want to get arrested, you want to do all this shit, and you think about like all that stupid shit, go fucking find out. Go see what happens if you take goals in that direction. Versus, you want to have an amazing wife, you want to have the best friends in the world who succeed, you want to have a family that's happy and healthy. Make choices in that direction, and you're gonna get closer to point A than point B. So shit, do that. But I'm gonna leave it at that. I love my family, I love my friends, best people in the world, genuinely, because I wouldn't be talking to them if they weren't. I love my family, I love everybody who watches me. Shout out to all of you guys. You know, you guys are really good fucking. Thank you for the support I'm getting. You know, there's only 17 people, but that's 17 more than 0. So I always keep track of that shit. Genuinely though, shout out to everybody. My opinion, you don't have to agree with me. At the end of the day, this is my channel, my opinions. Nobody has to agree with me. Nobody has to do anything. You guys are all free to do whatever you want. Genuinely, I know where I'm gonna go. I hope, genuinely in my heart, I hope that whoever's watching me, you guys are gonna make the right choices in your life, and you guys are gonna push yourselves to achieve great things. Because why live a life that's average? You know, everyone's already done that. Why not try to push yourself, see how far you can go with this life? Because we really don't have that much time. So why not pursue something that's actually worth pursuing? I like this quote. I'm gonna leave it at this, but I like this quote. You don't find happiness at the end of the tunnel. You find it in the pursuit of that outcome. So there's no outcome of, yo, I'm happy now all of a sudden, because that's all bullshit. You find happiness of the pursuit. But I'll leave it at that. Not gonna do a video. I'll probably do a second video after this for today, but peace. Peace.